Here I am fucking talking to myself thinking that I was live, but I didn't hit the go live button. Feel free to hit the link, Jason. Sat here having a dialogue for almost 20 minutes thinking that, well, yeah, almost 20 minutes thinking that I had already hit the live button and it looked down and it says go live. I'm like, wait, I didn't hit that? Nope. So, if you want to join, just hit the link. It should be there and or pinned. I don't know if it's pinned or not. What's up?
Well, hello.
Hello. And how are you?
Anybody else coming up here?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Nobody really said anything about coming. Alpha was a little bit pissed that I changed my mind about doing the live. So, but I knew he had to poop, so it's all good. I just figured my phone's at 36%. I've got it plugged into a brick. Well, not a brick, but one of those, not the wall chargers, but one of those portable charging banks, in the hopes to charge it. So, we shall see.
So he's an angry alpha?
No, I don't think he's an angry alpha. I think it's just one of those that one, he had a few drinks, and two, he wasn't feeling well, and three, he had to poop and all that. So,
Oh yeah, I mean that combo will make any Mac kind of cranky.
yeah, that's what I figured too.
Well,
But he didn't
cranky
seem all that cranky. It was one of those things. He was just calling out everybody that comes and leaves and comes and leaves because they get in their feels at a point and offended.
No, I know.
Like,
I was there. Everyone's complaining like, "How come you're not playing mine yet? How come you're not playing mine yet?" Well, probably because you're not sticking around, or if you are here, you're not making your presence felt. So
yeah. Well, no,
you
it
know,
wasn't just that. There at the end, I was talking about him talking about, like, Wick and others, getting in their feels and leaving the Discord and then coming back and all that.
oh, I didn't hear him talk about any of that. That must have happened
Yeah,
while I was in the shower.
yeah. He pointed out, I think it was you and I, or maybe it was Jim and I, are the only two that haven't pulled that stunt of leaving and coming back because they were pissed off about conversation.
Mm. Yeah,
And he
I don't
also
get
admitted that
it.
he
That's
double teamed me on
childish.
conversation because he knows I can handle it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'll talk to anybody. I don't care. I'll give you a
Yeah,
chance, and you know,
right.
and I
And
don't
me
care
and
if I
Mandy
like
have
the
had
person or
some.
not. I'm not going to leave a Discord or a live because
Yeah,
of that person. Like,
right.
no, I'm going to
Yeah,
be wherever I'm needed because that's why. Well, I don't want to say names here because I don't want to sound like I'm starting anything, but
right.
one
I feel you.
individual and you'll know who I'm talking about anyway because you were there. But
Mm-hmm.
one
Yeah.
individual was trying to tell me that because I was too sick to play Among Us and I'm too sick to be in the Discord. I'm like, I'll be wherever my friends are because I want to hear from my friends. Like if Tyler doesn't want me around, then he could tell me himself. So
Well, I mean,
um,
I may have paraphrased Mandy, but he had said something along that lines because a lot of people have gotten in their feels and left over stuff. It may not have been conversation, but being offended by things or what have you, and then came back and all. And like I said, I was paraphrasing, so I probably have that wrong. I can admit to my faults. That's one of the things I pride myself on. It's one of the reasons why I never do leave Alpha's Discord because when I'm pointed out that I'm wrong, if I feel I'm wrong, I own up to it and I admit to it. If I don't feel I'm wrong, then I'd say, look, we just have a difference of opinion there.
well, you're wrong, Jay.
That's fine. I was taking a drink of soda right when you said that, bitch. But yeah, I've had many great conversations with Mandy as well as Wick, as well as Tater and Ash and Geminator and you. So
Like I said, I'll talk to anybody, but then when you get to the point where you tell me like, oh, you're too sick to be here or whatever other BS, and it's like, okay, then I kind of don't want to talk to you now. You're being rude.
that's just a mama syndrome. Some people don't get over mama syndrome, and that's part of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, we all have you know our personality traits that bug the shit out of people. I know,
Mm-hmm.
one of mine is, that I'm very laid back and easygoing fence sitter. People tend to not like that, but I'm one of those that I sit back, I observe, and I make up my own decisions about things.
Right.
If I see somebody that's in the right, then I'll side with that side. If I see somebody that's in the right on the other side, I'll side with them. And or if I think somebody's in the right and they give me an ultimatum of you're on my side or you're against me, then hey, bye.
Bye, Felicia.
Exactly. What's what, Mandy?
But
What's what, Mandy?
she said, what's she asking?
She said, "What's that?" And I'm asking her what she's asking about.
Oh,
It's okay if you don't remember. I mean, like I said, I'm not out to offend or upset anybody. I'm one of those that I have my own ideas and beliefs, and they may not side with everyone else's. But oh, something about a mommy syndrome or something. Jason had somebody tell him that if he was too sick to play Among Us, he was too sick to be in the Discord, and that's what I was saying. That's a mommy syndrome where mothers usually will like, well, if you're too sick to go to school, then you're too sick to go and play on your computer and things like that. That's why I call it a mommy syndrome.
yeah, but I mean that mommy syndrome stuff don't work in situations like the Discord.
Right.
Like, sorry,
I
mama,
mean,
but I want to be with my friends because I don't get to see them that much. I don't get to talk to them that much, so I'm gonna talk to my friends. You don't like
right.
me being there? I mean, you can leave.
Yeah, and the other thing about it is nobody is anybody's mother except for a biological child. So you
Right.
know you shouldn't be trying to mother everybody
Exactly.
unless they are your biological child.
Right. Well, I mean, even then, like I'm an adult. I can do what I want, go where I want. So
Yeah, but when it comes to parents, it's a little bit different.
nah, my
When you're
my mom pretty much respects the fact that I'm an adult and I can go where I want to go, do what I want, and whatever happens, you know what I mean?
right,
That's
but
on me.
that doesn't mean if they see you messing up, like you end up having a major drug addiction or something, that they're not going to step in and go, look,
No,
we
I
love
know.
you,
I
but you
mean,
need
they're
to
gonna be there.
straighten out.
I know they're gonna be there when I absolutely need them. That's not the point. Point is, they're not, what is it, overbearing or
Right, right.
suffocating and everything. Like I
Yeah,
said,
overprotective, overbearing, suffocating.
overprotected
Yeah,
and all that stuff. Right.
yeah, yeah. But some parents just can't help it. That's the way they raise their children. But anyway, the other day I was really going through it whenever I messaged trying to get people in the voice chat because my leg was killing me.
Mm.
It hurt so bad I was in tears.
Oh, that
I
sucks.
actually I actually thought about, the the no thing to do when you're depressed.
Oh
But,
no.
I got through it, but it was just that was one of the hardest days I've had since like right around the time of my surgery
Mm.
because like I said, Tuesday I got back I went to wound care and they confirmed the worst that I thought, and that was that the home health on Friday didn't do the proper procedure, and Tuesday my foot was infected. So they had to clean it up, give me a prescription for antibiotics, and all that, and schedule me for an MRI and to see my surgeon again because wound care is afraid that there's an infection in the bone that they didn't completely get out. So that's why they ordered the MRI. And then I got the same wound care person that screwed up last Friday coming tomorrow.
Mm.
Yep, I know, Mandy. That's kind of what my point was. But yeah, so I've been ordered to keep an eye out, and if it gets any redder, then I need to go to the hospital. And if I go to the hospital, there's a good chance that I get put back in and have have another surgery and or maybe lose more of my foot.
That's not good.
Now that's worst case scenario. Like I said, I always hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. So that's one of those things. I'm hoping that wound care comes and it looks better, and everything is taken care of and cleaned up, and or home health, I should say, comes and cleans it up and rebandages it, looks better, and everything else, and it isn't infected or as red and angry, and I can go on and go to my wound care appointment on Tuesday, and hopefully it look even better then for me taking my antibiotics and all that, and maybe I won't have to go in the hospital.
Mm.
But if I do, I do, and if I don't, I don't. I also have to sit down with my dad at some point and look into filing for Social Security disability. Since I've been out of work since October with no pay, I should be able to get it. But I gotta call the Social Security office and get, a caseworker and give them, all the information about, when I had my surgery, what happened, how long I've been out, and why, and everything else, in the hopes that they'll clear it and give it to me. Which best case
Mm.
scenario there is they give it to me, I get my back pay, and I end up with VIP parking plaque and license plate.
Mm.
The worst case scenario on that is, they tell me that, red tape are going to have to look into this and everything else and drag it out before denying me or giving me it. And I have a feeling that my FMLA runs out on the 10th of March. And if I don't get on the Social Security disability by then, I have a feeling that if I'm not cleared to go back to work by then, they're going to take me off the books, which will mean I'll lose my insurance as well as a job, and I'll have to either reapply or find something better, which there's not anything that pays better around here in that
Mm.
career field, but it is what it is.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah, that's my life. In and out of hospitals all my life from the time I was born. When I was born so close to my birth my the actual projected birth date that they didn't label me as a preemie, even though I had all the symptoms. Um, when I was born, I also had yellow jaundice and ended up having to stay in an incubator for, I think it was 3 to 6 months before my parents could take me home.
Jeez.
Um, yeah. When I was like in the second or third grade, I would what they would call spaz out, but I would be like in the classroom and I'd look out the window and I wouldn't be there. The teacher would, run their hand in front of my face and yell my name in my ear, and that was what snapped me out of it. Once they yelled my name in my ear, and I'd be like, what?" And it was like I just came back from somewhere, disoriented and all that. So then, during middle of third grade, I think it was when they found out about that, I got um, sent to go to Walter Reed Medical Center in Washington D.C. Uh, like every couple of days a week for testing, where they test my motor skills and my brain waves, doing CAT scans and all sorts of stuff like that. Um, and fucking, I ended up being held back a year because I didn't finish all my work and all that for like third grade. So I got held back in the third grade. Um, Fourth grade was kind of okay because we moved to New Mexico. Um, didn't have any major medical issues there except for I had breathing issues. When we moved down here to Mississippi from New Mexico, they diagnosed me with having allergies to grass, trees, bushes, weeds, cat hair, minute amount of horsehair, and I was like, into athletics. Then I played soccer for school, and then I played football for school, and uh, I loved to ride horses, but we only went once, and I ended up getting an inhaler because they said it was asthma-induced allergies that I had. So it's like whenever I was outside rolling around in the ground and grass and everything, it would kick up my allergies and cause me to have asthma attacks.
Mm.
Then when I went to Japan, I didn't have many medical issues, but I was an alcoholic. Uh, South Carolina, I didn't have many medical issues. I was a recovering alcoholic there. Didn't drink much. Came back to Mississippi, and I've been in and out of hospitals since because, um, let's see, the first one, two, three, four, the first 4 or 5 years we didn't have anything, but um, but the first year I worked at a casino, I worked at Treasure Bay. I slit my hand open catching a falling knife. I learned never to do that.
Ouch.
And got like 4 or 5 stitches in my hand. They said I was very lucky because where I caught the knife, uh, a millimeter in either direction, I probably would have lost all feeling in my hand because I would have hit a major nerve.
Ouch.
A year to the day after that, I was cutting a fat cap off of a piece of steamship round of roast beef. It's the big roast beef with the bone in it that they have on carving stations.
Mm.
And I was cutting a piece of fat off of it, and then I slipped and slit the tip of my right pointer finger open, and I had to get 2 stitches to close that up. And one of the stitches, they had to burn a hole through my fingernail to get the stitch to go through. Which,
Ah.
yeah, that hurts like hell. I recommend don't ever. Um,
No,
then when
thank
I
you.
went, yeah, then when I left there and went to the Beau Rivage Casino,
Mm.
um, the first year I think I was there, I spilt hot etouffee down my leg,
a matter of fact, it's on the leg that I lost the toe on to recently, and
Uh,
got as close to a third degree burn as you could without it being a third degree burn on the top of my foot. And I
Jeez,
was
man.
on workman's comp for almost 6 months because of it, because of having to do physical therapy in the beginning 3 times a week for about a month and a half, 2 months, and then it went down to two for the same length, and then it went down to once a week for about a month, maybe a month and a half before it released me to work. Aloha, Tater.
What up,
And
Tater?
and then I believe it was a year to the day after that. I I'm not sure which happened first. One of the things was I ended up um, throwing my back out, putting my chef's coat on in the changing room
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know. I've been picking up heavy shit in the kitchen all for months, and went to put my chef's coat on, and I felt my spine to pull in north and south and then back together. It was like it jabbed, and I was in extreme immense pain. Found out I had a ruptured disc in my neck. Um, Actually, no, before that was I fell in the kitchen and put a hairline fracture in my wrist, and it was right
Ow.
around Katrina. So the workman's comp, I was on workman's comp be, longer than I should have been because there was no doctors that were able to take care of me after Hurricane Katrina. So I ended up having to just keep going and getting it looked at, rebandaged, and everything else because they didn't have like the equipment set up or anything else to check and to make sure it was healed properly all the way, and just left it alone and it healed and it was fine. And then, like I
Mm.
said, I had the pulled muscle in my back, which caused a ruptured disc in my neck, and I ended up having surgery to have that taken out right around the time I got married. And
Mm.
then after marriage, they ended up diagnosing me with the diabetes. Wife was a bitch. We ended up divorced, and now we're here with my toe being amputated and all the issues that I have with that.
Jeez.
So yeah, my life's. When I tell people that my life's nothing but pain, it is, and people wonder how I can have such a positive outlook on life. It's because I choose to.
Right.
I don't want to look at all the negative. As a matter of
Right.
fact, I distract myself from it because I don't
Right.
I don't want to deal with my own issues and my own pain and my own problems. I would rather talk with other people and hear theirs and try to help guide them away from anything that I went through
Mm-hmm.
than to actually, deal with my own shit.
Yeah, but the thing is about that though, you can't run away from your own stuff forever. I mean, sooner or later you do have to come to terms with it and deal with it.
Oh no. Oh no, I know that, and I do deal with it in my own time.
Right.
It's just one of those things when I'm going through my worst, I prefer to try to help somebody else out so that I don't have to think about my worst.
Right.
Yes, I did, Mandy. At least I think that's what it is. Type one. It, I'm taking the insulin until I can get on pills for it instead of having to be on straight insulin all the time. Why did you think I said I had diabetes too? That was a misspeak, or it was you heard wrong. And I was saying that we're here where I have diabetes also now instead of two.
I could have sworn you
Huh?
said you were diagnosed with diabetes.
Yeah, diagnosed with diabetes one, not two.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, it's all good. Uh, well, see, as far as I know, if I wasn't born with it, I got diagnosed with it later on in life because all my life I've been overweight. All my life I've loved sweets, and I have indulged or overindulged in sweets. My ex-wife forced me to go get the diagnosis of being diabetic because she saw my eating habits. And what it was before I met her, I would wake up and I would have uh, a Coke and like toast or just the Coke, uh, and then go to work. And then I might pick a little bit here and there, tasting stuff we were cooking to make sure it tasted right. And then for lunch, I would have like a burger and fries and a Coke. And then for dinner, I'd have like a huge bag of chips and a Coke. So she was like, I bet you're diabetic. I'm like, I don't know if I am or not. I've never been tested. And one of the things that she was adamant about getting me tested for was I ended up having narcoleptic fits while driving. We'd be driving, and all of a sudden, I'd just close my eyes and I'd wake up real quick, going, "What? Huh?" Swerve a little bit, and I was fine. And when she got me diagnosed, they got me on a medicine, and that went away. And my blood sugar went from being extremely high down to reasonable. So yeah, that's me. That's my life. Nah, it wasn't that scary, Josh. It's scarier having to face the possibility of losing a limb. That's more scary.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's where I'm at now because of the the home health not taking care of my foot and leg the way they should have. Just hoping that tomorrow is all better and that they do things the way it's supposed to and it's not red and inflamed and swollen to the point where they tell me to go to the hospital. 'Cause that's all I need, more bills.
I hear that.
But, I don't like bitching about my own personal problems because people have it out there worse than I do. Oh, also, when I was talking about shit that I've been through, is I forgot to mention before my toe amputation, when I first got the job on base, when I first got my medical insurance, I had this big ditch in the side of my face by my temple. So I went and got it checked out, and they diagnosed it as a melanoma. And they went ahead and scheduled me for a surgery that I don't wish upon my worst enemy because the numbing agent they have to inject into your face, it feels like you're being injected with battery acid. It hurts and burns so bad. And they don't give you anything to put you to sleep because they need to know if the numbing agent is working. So they just inject it, and then they come back an hour later going, "Can you feel this?" And they start touching it, and you go, "No," and like, "Okay, we can start, carving this out." And it's an all day procedure. The Like I said, the first hour and a half is putting the numbing agent on and getting it to take hold. And once it takes hold, it's a very weird experience because it feels like you just have this piece of cardboard on the side of your face and you can feel them doing the digging. And they used a laser scalpel, is what they said, to scoop out everything there. But they had to go and scoop it all out, go test and make sure they had it all, and then come back and scoop more out.
and then go back and test to see if they had it all, and then come back and scoop more out. So like I said, it's an all day thing, and the numbing agent I think only lasts like 6 hours or 7 hours, so they have to come back and as it's starting to wear off, but not fully, inject more numbing agent. And about at the halfway point of the procedure, so you get that sensation all over again. It's just it burns, but just not as much as it did the first time. And then, like I said, when they cut it all out, they went ahead and took a skin graft from my cheek and put it on there, and now you can barely tell. But it's a procedure, like I said, I would not wish on my worst enemy because it is so painful.
Jeez, I can only imagine.
Yep. It's like with the toe and the back surgery. At least those they were actual surgeries that I went in for. They gave me the anesthetic and the painkillers and all that, and um, I knew and remembered nothing about the surgery. As a matter of fact, the back surgery, I remember them telling me to count down from 100, and when they gave me the all the painkillers, because they gave me an oral and a shot before wheeling me in, and I remember being wheeled into the surgery area, and I had gotten to about 50 when they put the mask on me for the gas, and
Mhm.
I was out. But when they finished up with the surgery, they had wheeled me back to post op, because that's what they do. And in post op, I started coming out of the gas and I was counting down 49, 48, 47.
Yeesh.
And then with, like I said, with the toe surgery, they knocked me out. They wheeled me to the surgery. I was waiting in the pre-op when they gave me my pain medicine. And then when they came to take me into the operating room, that's the last thing I remember until I was in post-op again, coming out of my being doped up, going, "Oh, is it done?" And everybody, my parents were there, and they're like, "Yep, it's done." So yeah, I've had 3 surgeries, 1 broken bone, and a lot of fucking doctor's appointments. Because, like I said, when I was 3, that was all mental. They were checking on my mental state. And that's scary for a little kid. That's one of the reasons why I hate going to hospitals now, is because I have kind of a PTSD, so to speak, for it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, Mandy, it is the best sleep you can get until after, pain meds wear off and you're in pain from the surgery, and then you need more meds. And then, like I said, with the skin graft and the skin surgery on my face, I couldn't sleep on that side of my body for almost the length of the healing process, so that it wouldn't end up, rubbing and messing it up or anything.
Damn, that's gotta suck.
Right. Like I said, Mandy, I've only had 3 surgeries and 1 broken bone. However, from the time I was born until now, I've been in and out of hospitals for other things. Like when I was born, I had jaundice and as an infant, and couldn't leave the hospital for almost 6 months. Um, and on top of that, I was preemie and in an incubator. Um,
my parents also weren't sure I was going to live during that time. Um, and my dad was over in Turkey and Thailand because he volunteered for the Air Force. And instead of sending him to Vietnam during that time, as they did all the draftees, because he volunteered, he got to go not to Vietnam, but he still saw combat because he was military police. Um, but yeah, so they were worried I wouldn't survive. Right, right, Josh. And then, like I said, at 3, I would zone out and look out the window, and people would call my name, and there would be nobody home until somebody was like in my ear screaming my name, like the teacher or something in a classroom. And then I would like shake my head and blink my eyes and go, what I do? So they ended up sending me to Walter Reed Medical Center in DC, and where I was diagnosed with thinning blood across the top of my skull, is what the diagnosis was told to me. And that's from going ahead and having um, MRIs, CAT scans, sensory tests, cognitive tests, and all that kind of stuff over the course of uh, 3 to 6 months, I want to say. Yeah, but some of the advances are good and some of them are bad. Like I said, they've finally diagnosed, you know, um, ADHD as a thing, but there's so many people that abuse the system with it that don't really have it, which makes it harder for those that do. And I like to think of medicine as being a little bit more advanced than that, of just waiting for somebody to die. I agree, Josh. That's what I was saying. There are people that have it, but a lot of people that claim they have it either have been misdiagnosed or they diagnose themselves. You abuse it by diagnosing it yourself and claiming it. Because there's people out there that'll claim it, and when you go, well, let me see the doctor's proof. Oh, I don't need doctor's proof. I know. And they'll just talk you in a circle about it, or they'll claim that you're either a racist, a bigot, a homophobe, or something because you want the documentation to prove it. That's just the way our society is nowadays. Is if you try to ask somebody for proof, then they can call you whatever they want and make you the bad guy because you asked for proof. True. But a lot of people will just go and they'll get marijuana and claim, oh, I need this for my ADHD, and they'll be getting it from a street dealer instead of like an actual um, what the fuck is it, dispensary. And
Yep.
they'll say, oh, I'm doing this because I have ADHD. And when you go, well, let me see your doctor's uh, paperwork saying you have ADHD. Oh, I have it around here somewhere. I'll have to dig it out. I'll get back to you on that. And that's how they get around it. 'Cause like I said, if you push them, then they just start claiming that you're, you know, a bad person for pushing them. It's it's just like I also feel that, the government did the research and realized, hmm, weed makes people more complacent. Yes, they get creative, but they're more complacent. So let's legalize weed so we can control the masses. But that's just my opinion. No, they don't, Randy. That's my point.
No, they legalize weed because they know that they could tax it.
Well, that's also the official reason. Unofficially, I'm pretty sure it also has to do with, the mind control, and people are easier controlled when they're mellow.
Not really. People tend to not want to do anything when they're high.
Mm. And I think that happens here too, Mandy. It's like Adderall or something like that. People have taken as speed that is actually supposed to be for ADHD. And I get what you're saying, Josh. Pretty much anybody nowadays in medical marijuana state can walk in and to a doctor's office and go, "I need a script for marijuana," and they're like, "What's your issue?" And you tell them, and they're like, "Oh, okay." And they just write it off.
Mm, not in California. You can just go to a dispensary and just pick up something. You don't even need no medical card or anything.
Well, it's legalized in California. It's not just only medical purposes legal.
Right.
Yeah, like I was saying, here in Mississippi, it's only medically legal. So
Mhm.
they're not going to prosecute unless um, the police catch you doing it, basically, and it also has to be over a certain amount. Yeah, it's not on that here. Now my phone is down to 30%.
Yeah, call it a night.
I'm gonna give it probably another almost 15 minutes. Make it an hour of being live before I shut it down.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah, and like I said, Jason, that's just my personal belief on the whole legalized marijuana thing. I don't want anybody else to believe it. I'm not pushing that as an agenda. It's just something that I sat around thinking about, going, I see a lot of stupid people doing a lot of stupid shit on weed online, and I wonder if the government did that on purpose to catch people easier. You know, not saying everybody is. I'm just saying that you know stupid criminals. You know.
Oh no, be careful, Jay. You're starting to sound like one of those conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, well, that's why I was saying is it's not necessarily
They're
something
gonna
that
put
I
you on a
fully
list.
believe. It's just something that I thought about. It's not a full belief. It's just something I thought about, and I'm just
They're, they're,
articulating it.
they're gonna put you on a list.
Yeah, I don't care. I live my life for me. I don't care who else cares. Too many people online want to throw around words like loyalty and respect without actually ever giving any loyalty or respect back to anybody.
Thank you.
So that's why I kind of, besides, having not been feeling well and been in pain all week, I've not been in any lives really. And I've been taking a step back. Because I tell people all the time, respect is earned, not given.
But way too many people online think that I deserve respect. No, you need to prove that you deserve respect. You need to give respect to get respect.
Right.
And a lot of people don't get that. It's like I was telling y'all yesterday, or Alpha and a bunch of people in the Discord yesterday. Alpha, Namson, you, Jason, uh, Geminator, Tech, pretty much anybody in Alpha's Discord. I exclude from this, but it looks to me like the whole reaction community in general has turned into nothing but beggars on the side of the road. We'll react to a video for $5,
Yeah.
kind of thing, and it's really pissed me off and depressing because I threw around so much money during COVID and other times, and even gave random people free requests and things to people, and nobody reciprocates that to me. You
Right.
know, I mean, Formula U and Geminator would go ahead and do things for me because I did things for y'all. Roxy's
Mhm.
done it too, but nobody else that I know of has ever gone ahead and go, "Hey, give Jay." Well, no, maybe Elena. I think Elena's done it a couple of times. Give
Right.
Jay, or a prio request or whatever on whoever's channel. But I don't like going to channels and feeling like because I'm broke that I'm less than people that are paying 20 and 30 and 10 and $5 for their songs to be played.
Right.
Personally, I don't think that's the way reactions were supposed to be. It started when it started. I saw it as a good thing because you could put what was called a tip jar on your YouTube, and you could do a live stream and do reactions. And if people sent you money, you put it in a tip jar, and you would go ahead and decide, okay, well, you tipped me, I can skip you, or get you through the line a little faster, or what have you. And then people started putting money on that, where it was like, okay, minimum $5, maximum of 20, whatever, for skips. And they had all their breakdowns and everything else. And like I said, some people have it where you have to pay $35 to $50 just to get a reaction. And
Mm.
that's only on a live. And if you want it recorded, you have to add extra to it. And that's just bonkers to me.
Mm.
True, Mandy, but like I said, so do beggars on the street. Beggars on the street want to make a living, and they'll stand there with a sign, and we'll work for food, or whatever. It's the same thing. Expecting other people to pay them to survive. And I'm sorry. I'm like, I barely struggle to survive myself. I don't have it to give all the time. When I do, I do. But I've stopped giving because I don't have. And then when I do have, I give to the person that, the person or persons that I know respect me enough to always make sure that my song gets played. It may be the last song of the night, like Alpha does, but I
Mhm.
always will go ahead and show love and send money when I have it. Appreciate that, Alpha, and whoever paid for it.
Brody, you need to get your ass up here.
True, Mandy. It's all about choice. It's just one of those things that it kind of just upsets me when people go ahead and feel that
they are more important than anybody else, is what it boils down to. And I completely agree with you. It is freedom of choice. People have the freedom to do what they want. If they want to squander their money paying to help a reactor live, that's up to them. That's fine. But at the same time, I can't, so I don't. If I was rich, yeah, maybe I would go ahead and make sure certain reactors that I know were well off and constantly paid well off. Well, well, well.
There he is.
What's up?
Hi.
Hello.
Uh,
You talking?
no,
Yeah. Okay. There you go. I didn't hear you there for a minute.
'cause I'm laying down.
I feel you.
Come on, let's see that famous Alpha Tyler smile.
I'm sick.
Welcome back,
Oh,
Tater.
baby. Would you like a wham burger with that?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe a side of French fries?
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to call a whambulance while I'm at it?
Mm-hmm.
You need to stop.
No, this is payback from when he attacked me. From when I said I was feeling like shit. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
So,
my fun.
so weighing in, I'm not gonna be here a long time, but like weighing in on what you guys were talking about.
Yeah,
Here's my thing. I feel like reactors have a obligation. At least I won't say reactors because it's not my place to tell other people what to do.
Right.
right.
When reactions used to come out, you got your money from the ad revenue for the views.
Right.
Obviously, now there's 1,000,005 reactors. And so when all this stuff started blowing up and everybody was like, "Oh, but there are 1,000,000 people doing this. How do I make money?" That's when people started looking for money.
Yeah,
Um, when it comes down to it, what I always look at, my job is to give you something unique and a reason to be watching my content instead of somebody else.
Right.
And so, when I started doing reactions, it was to give you that unique perspective, my
Uh-huh.
perspective. That's why I pause a lot. That's why I
Yeah.
stopped doing the fucking whatever's trending and gets views and all that because
Right.
mhm,
yeah, I want it to be like I came to YouTube for a reason and
Right.
I want you to be there for what I have to say about
Right.
something.
yeah.
Uh,
Right.
I totally feel that.
And that's why I always say that I'm not there for the songs. The songs are a bonus. I'm there for your opinion.
yeah. And that's the thing to me is like I think when it comes down to the beggar cup, all that, like
Uh-huh.
what it has to come back to, if I'm just doing a reaction expecting you to give me money, then I'm wrong.
Mm,
Right.
Um I should be giving you something that is unique.
Yeah, and entertainment value.
Yeah. Entertainment value. Like even I mean, even if it's just me talking shit about your song, like whatever, you know? Like there should be a reason to watch me and not somebody else. And if I can't give you that, then I shouldn't be doing it.
Right. Exactly. And like I said,
whenever I started talking about it, I prefaced it by saying nobody in the Alpha Tyler community does what I'm about to talk about. It's
Yeah.
other people.
No, I heard
Yeah.
you. And
Yeah.
I agree. I don't think we do, but
Ooh.
at the same time, like it's a problem I have. It's been a problem. It's part of why I've said I don't even want to do reactions, you know?
Right. I understand. And I feel you on that one. So I've got probably another 8 minutes or so before I'm going to shut it down because I'm down to 28%.
To be fair, Tater, this time it's Nappy's fault. He caught something at the airport and gave it to me, so blame him.
Damn it, Nampy, it's all your fault. But we still love you. Yeah, I don't know. My thing is, if, like I said, if you want to give me money, I'd rather they get something from my merch store. That way they get something in
But
return for the money that they put into my channel.
but so my question is though, like who wants to just make a living being a reactor? Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should be making a living off of the attributes that make you capable of reacting. Like
yeah,
I react to things on the basis of I'm an engineer, I'm a
Hmm.
DJ. Like I
Hmm.
react to things on that basis. I make my living being an engineer and a DJ, not
Yeah.
not making reactions. Like fuck,
Yeah.
reactions ain't paying my bills.
Yeah. The
right.
same thing with like Jason. He does security and he relies on the rap more than reactions.
Well, I rely on my 9 to 5, and
Right.
the music I can't
Loads.
say I rely on because the music's not doing anything right now. Although hopefully, once the album drops, that'll change. But I'm not counting on that. I'm counting on again my 9 to 5. That
Yeah.
should be what's taking care of me.
Yeah.
You say loads of them like Holly. No, Holly broke a system that I taught him how to play. Like again, Holly started out as a subscriber in my community. He'll tell
Yep.
you that just as well. Like
Hmm.
Holly knows how to get money out of the system by hitting things that are popular, but that's not what like I want to be a reactor. I want to actually react, listen to things that I like and that the
Mhm.
community wants me to hear. Like,
Mhm.
not just listen to things that are popular or say nice things about things that individual fan bases want
Right.
to hear.
Yeah.
Eh,
Like again, shout out to Holly for making money doing it, but no,
mhm.
that's not the norm.
Yeah. And that's the way I always saw reactions in the beginning was it was people sharing music
Yeah.
and
That's
it
right.
crossed genres and everything else and it was just the sharing of music. It's like, okay, if you don't like this then you don't like it. That's cool. Let me find something that I like that
Look,
maybe you do like.
and and
You know?
and for the record, I love Holly. I
Yeah.
guarantee you he could listen to what I just said and not think it was throwing shade. Like that's the thing. I love Holly. Holly's my boy, but like he knows what he does. I know what he does. Like
Right.
it's not a secret. Like it, you know, example being that's what most reactors are aiming for. Yeah, that's why there's so many people doing YouTube reactions now. That goes back to the original point I made. Like, there's so many people doing it now because they realize there's a few dollars to be made, but the more people who do it, the wider the pool gets, and the fewer dollars there are to be made.
Mhm.
That's why my focus was always on building a community and not being a huge reactor.
Nice.
Because it literally tomorrow I could do the same thing that Holly does. I don't want to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's the thing. It's like I really think the breaking point for me was Blackpink. When I first reacted to Blackpink, it was like,
Yeah.
you know, I do a reaction and then like people are coming and telling me, you've got to be careful. You can't say this, you can't say that. And I was like, oh no, that's how I react though. And
Right.
when the people start telling you, oh no, but they just want to hear what they want to hear. Okay, but that's not how I react.
Mm.
Right.
If I have something off color to say, whether it's making fun of the song or an artist or something like that, that's just me. And if you take me out of the equation, then I'm just playing the algorithm. 100% we can play the algorithm. Algorithms exist for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like algorithms work. If I'm just gonna play hold on. No, hold on. Because what was that? Let's see.
Go back out there. That one.
No, you couldn't. I don't think you're that good of an actor. False. I'm probably capable of being the best fucking actor you've ever met. I literally did. I'm not talking about what I did in the army, but if you know, you know.
Yeah,
It,
and
it, it,
the other aspect of it is if you go back and look at everything from
yeah.
right before you made your switch to I'm doing what I want to do and fuck the algorithm,
Mhm.
you were
Yeah.
doing just that. You were basically doing the same thing Highly and others do for the clicks and the views and everything.
Well, all I'm
Yep.
gonna say is, when I was in the military, it was my job to be a person I wasn't. So, I'm
Hmm.
definitely a better actor than any example you want to give. So,
Not to mention, if you played Among Us with this man, you know that he's a great actor.
To an extent, he does have a tell.
Right, but I'm just saying that
but
the first several times you play Among Us with him and you don't know him,
I couldn't
people
live with.
follow
I
blindly. Him
I'll
and Dampy.
I'll agree with you, Mandy, that I couldn't live with it because I don't have to and I don't want to, and it doesn't align with me.
Right,
I
right.
want
Mm.
I want to be what I want to be on my platform, on my channel. I want to be 100% unapologetically me. If that
Right.
Yeah.
bothers you, leave. If it's I'm not talking to you. I'm just saying like
In
what I
general.
want to be is me. And I don't want people who don't want to come around for me. I don't want people who don't like me. Yeah, so no, I it's not that I can't live with it. It's that I don't need to be someone else. And I spent so much of my life pretending to be somebody else that I just want to be me. You know?
Mhm.
I got to be me. That's an old song, never mind. But
But yeah, like no, and
I feel you.
from that perspective, I agree with you, Mandy. But I used to live with being somebody else, but it was like I'm at a point now I don't have to be that person.
Right.
And
Nope.
I don't I don't want to pretend. It's like, okay, if I have something, it's like, even if I have something that bothers Jason, I love Jason. But if
Mhm.
I say something that bothers Jason, I still want to be able to say it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
I don't want to be worried about whose feelings am I hurting or whatever.
Likewise.
That just reminded me of the whole man, why can't I say it?
Now's the time.
I have a dark sense of humor.
Hmm. I don't know.
I try to
I
make
would say for
jokes out
me,
of
my
things.
my my breaking point as to why I stopped doing the fucking trendy shit is because of like fan bases that for like Angelina Jordan. That was to me. I was like, all right, if I can't say
Fan
what
bases
I
are
want to
creepy.
say, I can't give
Hmm.
my perspective, my point of view as to how I feel about this artist and her music and whatever. And it's like, okay, then I'm not doing this shit no more.
Bro, straight up, like it's I look at fan bases like it's like The Warning. That is
Uh-huh.
100% a pedo community. I don't give a shit
Mhm.
what anybody says.
Right.
Angelina's community is a fucking pedo community.
Mm.
Fucking I actually enjoyed Grace Vanderwall's music for a long time. That is
Mhm.
absolutely a pedo community. And it's like,
And
I'm
then
sorry.
a band like Lilac too.
Yeah, Liliac, like
Yeah, Liliac. Yeah.
I enjoy music from all of those artists and groups, but
Mhm.
like I'm not gonna sit here and fucking fawn over a 15-year-old girl with a bunch of 70-year-old men in my comments. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
Right.
bro, I'm sorry. When you start creeping me the fuck out, like I'm over it. And the problem is those communities are predominantly those fucking creeps. Y'all are a fucking y'all are creeps. Like,
Hmm.
Mhm.
and straight up, when it comes to The Warning, we dug into, I'm sorry if you know, you know, we dug into The Warning's fucking community. That shit
Mhm.
is pedo as fuck. Like that shit is grooming the hell out of people. Fuck The Warning. I
Mhm.
will never react to
Wasn't
another
that
song from The Warning. Like,
wasn't that
and
the band that had the person that started talking about one of the members' teeth and knowing how old they were from their teeth and stuff?
no, that was Angelina Jordan. That's why I
Oh, that was
stopped
Angelina.
reacting to
Yeah.
her. Was over the fucking dental record shit. Like it wasn't just one person, dog. I'm telling you, like there's
Oh
like
yeah.
No,
No,
they,
20
they
I
there was
agree.
a bunch of people writing like books like on her whole origin story, her backstory, and everything. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, nah,
Yeah.
I can't do this. No.
Bro, I'm not dealing with a bunch of old men fucking creeping on teenagers like that, telling me
Yeah.
Yeah.
dental fucking records on kids. Like, okay,
Yeah.
Right.
like their music if you like their music, but whatever. The warning was the biggest red line that I drew though.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like that shit, man, that whole community, I'm sorry, they groom kids to be fucking uh and it's active. Like it's active in all their shit. They
Hmm.
fucking pull kids in to not only be groomed, be ready, whatever, but like they just that shit's just rampant. Like go in their Discord. Go in their
No,
Discord and
thank you.
look. There are grown men talking to teenage kids. Like it's not a problem.
Yeah, that kind of stuff
Wow.
not only creeps me out, it sickens me and gets me so pissed off. I'll see
It,
red, and I don't need to be there.
I'm
Mhm.
sorry. I'm sorry. I don't play with that shit.
Me
Yeah,
neither.
No,
same
I
with
don't either.
Analia. Yeah, that's why I think I did like one reaction to Danalia, and I started getting that shit. And Danalia is a beautiful singer. Again, I would love to do reactions to things like that because I actually do enjoy that shit. But I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm not playing with your fucking pedo fan base. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel the same thing. There's also a few others. There's a rock band I can't remember the name off the top of my head that I found that I was kind of creeped out because of the female singer looking so young, but putting on that whole sex appeal and everything
yeah,
that people took off and started becoming fans of online. And I'm like going, I don't think I really wanted to do this, but and I quit, requesting their music because they're a talented band. But at the same time, I started feeling dirty for, promoting them.
yeah.
Mhm.
I agree, Mandy. No, that's the thing. Like the warning, all the songs I've heard from the warning, I actually
Yeah.
enjoy. Like the warning is a good band, but I'm not playing, bro. Literally, take any fan of the Warning, look at their shit. All their shit. It's like they got pictures of these girls all over. They're fucking
Hmm.
talking about like oh, this one is this one and she's quirky and it's like, bro, are you fucking creeping on a dating profile right now? Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking to me about right now?
And then you have them that count down until the days that they're legal and everything else, and it's just disgusting.
Mm-hmm. That's in your mind. Can't blame anyone else for it. That's not true. I mean, I could throw names and examples out. I choose not to because I have a better line of decency than that. It's not in my mind.
Yeah.
It's a
I
handful.
can give you one example because I can tell you firsthand. I was friends with someone in the community who was a big Warning fan, and I unfriended them because literally all they would do is post pictures of the girls, like all these different pictures of them being on the tour bus, them like backstage at a show, and them being, basically
Well,
having a personal life, like pictures of them at school and shit. And I'm like, okay, I can't be friends with you, dude. You're trying to creep me the fuck out.
well,
So
there's one of those in another community that I could point to that stands out in my mind that I like literally I noticed earlier, but
Yeah,
even
Mandy, that is just my point of view too. I agree. She was
oh
talking about it was with what I was talking about that one band that I can't remember the name of.
yeah,
I
okay,
think it was called Iron Cross. The lead
but
singer is a
well,
female, and she looks very young and just as
yeah,
seductive and everything. And I was like, okay, there's talent there, but I feel dirty promoting them.
my bad. I thought you were talking about like the warning stuff and all that
yeah,
because like I said, mine. What I was saying wasn't just like perspective. It's just like look at them. Um, but it's like with the warning, even like
Well,
right
no,
at.
Josh,
There you
they
go.
probably are in their 20s, but I mean, before they turned into their 20s, I think they're like early 20s now, like 21, 22.
yeah,
The warning, I think now they are maybe. No,
yeah.
I think one of the warning members is still underage. Maybe.
It might be 18, 19, yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm not, and that's the other part. Like, I don't do a background check on everybody whose music gets sent to me. And so
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it's like I didn't even realize the first time somebody sent me Billie Eilish, I didn't even realize that she was underage. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm.
And it's like, I'm sorry, like, especially too, if you're gonna like try to bring like sexual elements into things, like please don't send me children's music, you know?
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh says 19 to 24 now.
Well, thank God I don't listen to Billie Eilish.
Yeah. But there's a lot of other artists too that they get trapped in that cycle too, and it's a shame because they have talent, but because of the pedo communities latching onto them, you know, they're just gonna end up,
Yeah.
after so
I'm
long
I'm
being a
not
flash in the pan.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I miss when we used to do like horror streams and stuff. And I
Yes.
wish I wish I could do what like Arctic Kicks did and just say fuck it. I'm just doing horror streams from now on and never react to another song on YouTube again. You know what I mean? Like it's not even because I don't want to react to music. I enjoy reacting to music, but fuck man, I like there's so much less bullshit in reacting to funny and scary shit, you know?
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's what I've said before. I'd like to see like you, Tech, Wick get together and react to like military fails and stuff like that too. I know it's not part of your personalities now that you've been out for so long, but you can look at some of those like the way Tito Ortiz does and laugh at the military fails.
I don't know anything about the military. I was never a part of that.
And to be honest, Mandy, the village people were always part of the gay community. They just hid it well.
You ain't hiding that shit. Like,
Yeah, they didn't really hide that shit. You can tell.
I mean, I think their first actual live performance was in a gay club in the heart of the gay part of New York City.
Well, there you go.
I feel you, Josh. The thing is, we've like this community has had so many people come and go and be a part of it for a little while and then leave whatever over the years. Like we've touched like a lot of other communities. That's part of why, like, when I go through my really depressed phases about like quitting and shit, like, part of it is, man, there's so many people who were hardcore members of this community now that left, did something I disagree with, and now have over 100,000 subscribers. And I'm not just talking about Holly, Mandy, but I'm saying and I can name 4 people off the top,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
without digging deep, that
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
started out as just members of this community that didn't even have YouTube channels,
right.
but people that we helped and pushed and moved this way, that just ultimately said fuck everything you're doing there.
Yeah.
And so when we're talking about these other communities, we're talking literally other communities that spawned off, and it's not a big deal, and I'm not responsible for them, but I do get bothered sometimes when I see those things happen,
Hmm.
and I'm like, I should have never fucking helped that person. Like,
I tell people all the time to kind of piggyback on Tyler's point. I am literally the Undertaker to Tyler's Vince McMahon, and that's not me being facetious. I'm not joking. Like I when I say that, like just like the Undertaker throughout the years in the WWF/WWE, like I've seen people come and I've seen people go. You know, what I mean, I've been around long enough to just see people. It's like a revolving door. People come in, they get a little piece, they act like they're hardcore, like part of the family, and then all of a sudden, boom, like Tyler said, they're off doing their thing. All of a sudden, like, oh, we could do what he's doing and everything, and build our own thing and whatever, and that's what happens. And they go and they do numbers, and hey, good for them. You know, they found success and whatever. But thing is that we're supposed to be a family and everything, but it's like, how can you say you're family though when you're not like 100% committed to the cause, like some of us are?
and that's the
Yes.
point that bothers me, though, is because I always try to put the community first. Like, literally,
Mhm.
I don't know, man. I
I
I
I
I,
know you will leave from church, get you a bite to eat, and come do a live stream.
I just I wish I was selfish sometimes. Like, and I'm not joking.
Oh, I know.
Like, I wish I didn't give a shit, but I care about bonds with people and
Mhm.
genuinely like building with people. And that's the thing. It's like everybody, that's what people do. They join for their own reasons. If that reason is gone, people leave. Yeah, I know, but I just want, part of the reason I love Jay and Jason and Jim and just so many people so much is because they came, because they found a place that they fit. And it was
Yep.
like, bro, literally, I, 3 years ago, I almost kicked Jay out of the Discord. Me and
Mm-hmm.
Simple bossed up on Jay on
Yep.
some actual mad shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, Jay could have very easily been like, fuck this, I'm gonna just leave. But that's not what happened. And the thing is, I look at stuff and I'm like, I just care about people, man. I want this shit to be a thing. That's why I say all the time, that was why I was so happy when me and Simple like merged together, because it was like it should be a bigger community. This should not be my Discord. This should be my Discord and Jason's Discord and Simple's
Mhm.
Discord and like, hey, okay, I'll be there in a second. But it should be the community Discord because we should all be growing together. That's
Yep.
why
Right.
I'm like, if you go to Scheme's Discord, love Scheme, 100%, not knocking Scheme. But if you go to Scheme's Discord, it's only his content being pushed. That's
Mhm.
why I
Mm-hmm.
never wanted it to just be my content being pushed on the Discord
Right.
because it's like I just what is a community if you're not like growing with the people, but also like sticking with the people that you're growing with? And that's the
Mhm.
thing. To me, it's not about like outgrowing the community. And it's not because I have the most numbers in the community. I literally stopped trying to grow my channel for 2 years. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like, it's not about numbers. It's about like, please, somebody. I've ask any content creator in the community. I've asked people, hey, you should host the fucking sus stream this Sunday instead of me. You
Mm-hmm.
should host the game stream on Friday, family game night on Friday instead of me. Like I've
Mm-hmm.
literally asked other content creators in the community, hey, you do this instead of me so that it can be a community thing so that we can all be doing the shit together. You know what I mean?
And
Yep.
and that's honestly why I started doing the after parties is because Alpha said that to me, and I was like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Most of us are still awake and or are just waking up after ATRL is over with, and we want to have that camaraderie, so that's why the after party happens.
I don't think everyone is there for me though. I really don't. I mean, I get that things are
Eh,
more popping when I come around,
Yeah,
but
ATRL is all about the music. The
Mhm.
after party is basically about hanging out and having a good time after the music is done.
no, she's talking about the Discord. I think though the
Oh.
community because she said that before. I don't think that they are all there for me. Like especially, well, it wasn't that. It's still not really that because I noticed like I spark conversations a lot, but it's like, especially like if you go back like 3, 4 years ago, hell, I was mad at people because
Mhm.
there would be like 8 people in the Discord voice chat while I was live.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The problem was like everybody split off and went their own way
Mm-hmm.
instead of just fucking like banding together and like being a thing. That's the problem isn't that it's just that the people who are there now, you've got to understand this, Mandy. We're here because of you. Love each other, but honestly, you're the reason the community and you ain't around. We ain't either. Yeah, but I don't want it to be that way though. I do want people to be around for each other because like I just I don't know. I feel like the community splintered when everybody went their own separate ways with like a
Mhm.
few years ago,
Yeah.
and everybody who didn't want to just have their own thing went to the creator consortium at that time, and I'm not mad about that again, but like I wish those people had played both sides because there was a place for people who wanted to have their own independent thing too.
Mhm.
But it's just like I don't
And
know.
that's I think another big thing that people misunderstand about your Discord is it's not like any other Discord that I've ever been a part of because you walk the talk because you're all about free speech, you're all about the Constitution,
That's why
and
That's why people get mad at me.
Anytime anybody wants to infringe upon that, that's when you get going on, conversation and or your soapbox, whatever you want to call it.
No, I'm not gonna accept it, Manny, because if that is what it is, I still want it to be different. Like that's not what I want. And so if that is what it is, then that just means that I need to do a better job of making it something different. Like that I really wish you understood what I'm saying there. Like in that, okay,
The Alpha Discord is not just Alpha Tyler's Discord; it's the Alpha Team's Discord. So therefore, what Tyler's trying to get across, and Tyler, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, since you're here, uh, is that it's not just us. Well, hold on, let me get the gate. I'll be back.
okay. I think he had a work thing to do. I'm gonna
He did.
interpret it that way.
He had to go get the gate at work.
Because I was like, "Why?" That was a weird place for that sentence to stop. People show they ain't down for the community. I never left Discord. No, Tater, I love you. Like I wasn't even mad at you earlier. I hope you didn't take it that way. Because after the stream, I realized I probably sounded like I was mad at you for that. I the only thing that bothered me about what you said earlier, 1000%, I am not ever going to support domestic violence, abuse, whatever. I really hope everyone understands that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um,
That's another topic I don't stand for either.
people show they ain't down for the community. I never left Discord once, and 100% too, to the point I was that was brought up earlier. I thought that Wick was wrong every time he's ever left the Discord, and I've told him that like 100%. I don't think that was the answer for it. People left. They ain't down for the community. I never left. Once, yes, but not the community. No, I know. And Tater has. Tater's always been there. Tater's, even when Tater has been like texting me and calling me and telling me I was wrong as hell for shit, Tater's never left the community. Tater's been like, "You fucking asshole," and still like she'll be in the next live calling me an asshole in the next live. Like I 100%. And I love that and I appreciate that because that's so much. Like people act like they don't believe it when I say that's so much what I want. Like, don't let me live in an echo chamber. You know what I mean? My
Right.
channel was never meant to just be me talking. I want the opposing opinions.
Right.
Um,
my bad, but I wanted to finish my point while I still have it in my head. But
yeah.
Going back to what I was trying to say though about the Alpha Team Discord, you know what I mean? Yeah, are we there for Tyler? Sure, but it's not just Tyler we are there for. You know what I mean? We're there for everybody that is part of the Discord because we're all family. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be just, you know, oh, we're all just supporting, you know, Tyler's content. Like, hey, I'm here. You know what I mean? Like, where's my family at? You know what I mean? Like, I would love to see everybody that, you know, who says, oh yeah, you know, we love you and everything and all this and that. Okay, well, how come y'all ain't showing up to my videos and stuff? And like, you don't have to like what I'm reacting to, but be there for me. You know what I mean? Because yeah, I'm part of the family too. But and then now that we got Jay doing these after party lives, you know what I mean? Let's all be here for Jay as well. Like everybody who's a part of this community that is doing something, like we should be there for everybody, not just Tyler. And I think that's what Tyler's trying to get across, if I'm not mistaken, Tyler.
I want everybody to be there for everybody, man. I want us to be fucking growing together.
And
You know?
Tater, we're not talking about support money wise. That's
Right.
furthest from what we want.
Yeah, nah. It ain't even about money. It's just I just want people
Yeah.
to grow together. Like, bro, I would feel like the biggest piece of shit in the world. Let's say tomorrow I hit 1 million subscribers, you know? I would feel like the biggest piece of shit in the world if I hit 1 million subscribers and I wasn't like, hey, Nappy just dropped an album the other day. Y'all
Right.
should go buy it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, bro, how fucking
Speaking
dirty
of,
does
everybody
that
should go
sound?
buy his album.
Everybody
Mm.
should.
And if you want
Yeah.
physical
No, I
copies,
was already planning on buying
ThursdayNightRecords.com.
it. I was just waiting to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
I was already planning on buying that because matter of fact, I was one of the ones that was bugging you, like, yo, how do I get a hard copy?
Yeah,
And
you
then,
were.
yeah, and I had to wait till I got paid, and as soon as I got paid, yo, put in my order.
Okay, to be fair, Mandy, I slept all day yesterday.
Yeah. And I
No,
understand that,
I
and
saw
some people
Jay's
are busy.
I saw Jay's message though. I mean, I like literally in that case, all I can do is pray for Jay. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I did pray for Jay, and I do pray for Jay. I I, I know, Mandy, you don't feel anything toward it. I pray for everybody in this fucking community every day. Maybe that's childish because, like, you guys don't care or want it or whatever. But,
Mm.
like, that to me, that is the most powerful thing that I know how to do in my life is to pray for people that I care about. I do, like, genuinely, and I'm not ashamed of that. I pray like a fucking child for every single person in this community daily because there's nobody more powerful that I know than God. And I want to make sure that God knows that I hope you guys find a way or answers or what have you. Not you can say please don't
I
all
heard.
you want. Listen, Mandy, if you respect me as a human, you have to respect and understand that I'm going to if I care about you. So saying please don't is the equivalent of saying please don't care about me. Do you want me to not care about you? Because if that's what you want, then just go away and don't talk to me again.
Yeah, I always tell people I need all the blessings I can get.
Same. I'm in that same boat. So I appreciate the prayers. I appreciate all the love.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which is that's what it boils down to is anybody that's Christian that's offering prayers to somebody, it's them showing that they love and care about
yeah.
the person
So
that they're
Mhm.
praying for.
So pause. I just read the other part of what Mandy said because she said 800 people in there, nobody responded to Jay. Here's the problem though, Mandy, and you've laughed and made jokes about this too, and so have I. But what I'm gonna say is we can't laugh and make jokes when people talk about muting the Discord and the channels and the servers and everything, and then be like, "Oh, why is nobody active?" Nobody's active because everybody has every fucking thing muted. Here's the thing. Again, building a community means it's part of why even before everybody started throwing temper tantrums and taking their mod status away on their own and everything, I was gonna take all the fucking mods out of Discord anyway. Because why in the fuck do I need a mod in the Discord if they're gonna mute channels in the Discord? Why in the fuck should somebody be a part of a community if you're not even paying attention to what's going on in the community? If you have more than half of the fucking channels in the Discord muted, you're not actually keyed in. You want to talk about people only worrying about what I do? What about the people who only give a shit about, like, well, let's see, we have notifications muted, we have fucking discussion muted. The only thing I've unmuted is general chat, or probably not even general chat. I probably have that muted too because sometimes conversation spills into there. So what do I have
Going live
unmuted?
is the only thing that they might have unmuted.
What?
The going live, the YouTube and Twitch channels.
Apparently, you don't respect me enough to do as I say, as I ask. Well, I'm still going to pray for you. If you feel like that means I don't respect you, like I said, if you don't want me to pray for you, and this goes for anybody in my life who I interact with at any point, if you do not want me to pray for you, never talk to me again. And eventually, you will fade out of my memory.
Mm.
Yeah. And
Like,
when I was a mod, I didn't have any of the Alpha Tyler channels muted that I know of. It was only other Discords that I was a member of because
the Discord drives me fucking insane. I hate Discord. I don't
Yeah.
have a single channel muted though.
yeah, that's what I'm
Right.
saying. Is alphas I don't mute, but other Other Discords I'm in, I will mute because I can't take all of those at one time going off.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking anybody, Tater. I'm not mad at you if you haven't muted. That's not the point that I'm making. The point that I'm making is like again, it's like, listen, guys, the Discord, I never wanted a Discord. Okay, the Discord is not for me. It's not my little Vanity Fair. It's not whatever. I promise you, 3 times in the last month, I've thought about just shutting the whole shit down when somebody
That's
got on my
true.
nerves. Like,
Yeah.
I promise you,
You've mentioned it.
up to me, left to my devices, there would be no Discord. So
That's true. Me and you have had phone calls about that.
yeah,
You've mentioned it in VC a couple of times with me.
I did not even create the Discord that exists. What, fucking Lord of Darkness made the Discord? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
I think it was a combination between him and Mandy, but yeah, and he's still a
No,
member.
no, 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 no.
It was
When
a
it
long
first
time
started,
ago, Mandy.
when it first created,
No. It was Lord of Darkness and HBR.
Yeah.
Lord of
That's
Darkness
what
and HBR made the Discord, I think, and then
Yeah.
fucking Hell helped me with it first too.
Yeah.
She may have. Yeah.
Yeah, it like way way back. Listen, the Discord, I wasn't even the owner on the Discord for like the first fucking year that it existed.
Right.
And Tater, I was a mod, but I didn't use it as a power role. I never flexed that. I never said, "Hey, I'm a mod. Listen to me." I would only go ahead and interject in conversations where people were getting heated and try to settle it down. And half the time, the heated arguments were between either Mandy and Wick, me and Mandy, or Mandy and Alpha.
The good news is there are no mods in the Discord now.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a free for all.
I'm not mad about that. I'm sorry. I'm not upset about that. Like, fuck it. I never wanted mods. Literally, I banned 2 people from the Discord. And those are the only 2 people that I think should.
You're muffled.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I said, literally, I've only ever banned 2 people from the Discord, and I think those are the only 2 people who ever should have been. 3 people. My bad. I think those are the only 3 people who ever should have been banned.
Right.
No, wait a minute. I'm thinking here.
Doc.
I know 2 of the 3.
Doc.
Yeah.
Doc is one of them. Yep.
Doc was the first.
Yep.
Right.
Hold on.
Your boy MC Nemesis.
MC Nemesis was
he
the
got
most
banned by the
recent.
bot though.
No. He got auto modded by the bot. I still had to ban him.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
And then, well, okay, 4 people, and technically I didn't ban the other 2. Simple did, but it was fully valid, and it was at the same time. It was a guy and a gal, and if you know, you know.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah.
I got you.
And again,
I forgot about them.
Again, fully valid.
Yeah. No, that's 100%
exactly.
valid.
And also, again, the warning community is fucking pedos.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. Totally get it.
Yeah, I agree with you there too. Like I said, I forgot about those 2 completely.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much anybody that ends up getting the boot, so to speak, I completely forget about after a while. Because like I said, I usually, when I find out that somebody's been booted, I go and I stop following them on all the socials that I have them on, and all that, and I'm done with them.
Yeah.
I mean, there may be one person that I still have on one of my socials, but that's because I don't go on that social hardly at all. And it would take forever for me to find and block them.
Bro, I don't even care about social media in the slightest. Like, I like
Right.
Discord. I can talk to you guys occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Yeah.
Facebook because I can keep in touch with people and like say nice things about my wife. I
Mm-hmm.
literally open Instagram half the time when I'm taking a shit.
Dude,
Mm-hmm.
I'm hardly ever on Instagram, if ever.
I open Twitter when I get a clickbaity enough notification that it convinces me to open it. Like, people talk about me not reading text and stuff like this, and not looking at my phone. I just genuinely don't look at my phone that much through the day.
Right.
Like that's the thing for me is like I just don't care about the world. I know it sounds so shitty to say, but it's like, bro, I just
No, it's just sometimes you hit that point where you just want to be shut out from everything.
yeah, I spend
You get
most
Yeah.
of
overwhelmed.
my time like if it's not in my house or affecting my household, like
Yeah.
And that's what I
I
try to tell everybody that worries about, the online politics and, this group's doing this and that group's doing this politically. I'm like, unless you see it in your own community, don't worry about it.
that said, Tater, I know you're still here. I'm gonna call you back tomorrow. I promise. And we will talk all about the question that you asked me the other day. Because I really did mean to reply to that too. But I just it it didn't even slip away because I even told Sierra I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this," and Sierra was like, "No, wait, because you'll be on the phone for a while. Like, do this with me real quick." And it literally slipped away. But I will call you tomorrow. We will have a lovely conversation. And I promise I will explain what you asked me about to the depth of my knowledge.
The
I,
whole reason I did the after party tonight alpha and changed my mind about doing it is my legs started to feel better because I took some Tylenol, and people had started getting into conversation at the end that I felt they might have wanted to, talk about more. So that's why I decided to do the live.
you were, I mean, you were fine. I'm
Yeah.
sorry it took me so long to come. I didn't realize you had done it.
No, no, it's okay. I knew you had to go poop.
Well, I went and pooped, but I was like laying on my couch waiting for Sierra to get ready to go to bed after that. So I just didn't realize you were doing it. Also, shout out to Josh. I'm not sure if he's still in the chat. Josh is fucking real as fuck, man. Shout out to Josh. I just want to say I
Yep.
love you, Josh. If Josh is still here, I love you. If Josh is gone, then Josh, you're a dick. Fuck you.
and,
It's all
and
that, bro.
and like I said, when everybody's talking about Wick, I've known Wick a lot longer than most, and I've seen him progress from when I first met him, and the way he acts and talks with people. Because when I first met him, he was an all or nothing kind of person. There's Josh,
I told you.
and now he actually can actually have conversations with people that disagree with him, and it takes a while before he gets into that all or nothing mentality.
I
Nah,
started watching that interview, Tater. I have yet to finish it.
Wick's abrasive. Here's the
Yeah.
thing: if you're gonna be an abrasive person, you've got to own that shit and
Hmm.
understand that you are what you are.
Yeah.
And that's what I say all the time. Is like, okay, yes, Wick is abrasive. Yes, Wick turns people off. Yes, Wick is frustrating, and what have you. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z factors about Wick. At the end of the day, though, one thing I 1000% know is that Wick's heart is in the right place. But most of the conversations where Wick goes wrong is just people misinterpreting how Wick says something. And is that a problem on his part too? Yes. But the thing is, if I say, I don't know, I can't, I'm too tired to think of a good example. If I say something wrong though and you take it wrong, the onus is on both of us
Mm.
to actually resolve that. And the thing is, a lot of what Wick will say that offends people and bothers people is first of all, he sucks ass at how he says it, but it's also like people see it and they get upset, and then because it's Wick, they're not forgiving. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
And also with what he says in blanket terms, and people don't understand that's how he speaks in blanket terms, and uh, other people will jump into the conversation because of what he
I'll,
says.
I'll give a good example. It's just like the other day when he said GTFOH,
Yeah.
and I think Mandy was offended. Like, come on. We all know that if you and I are having a conversation, Mandy, and you say something that I think is ridiculous, and I say,
Night,
"Oh,
Tater.
get the fuck out of here," you are not going to be mad at me, Mandy. You're not gonna be mad at me. You know what I'm saying?
But because Wick said it,
But because Wick said it, you will be mad. And I'm sorry, but
Well,
that's not fair.
well,
Like,
that and also it's the fact that when he knows how to push your buttons, he will exploit it. So, like, when they said, please stop using, emojis when you're talking, he started using more emojis because
but
he knows that pushes your button.
he will, and he's very guilty, and I think that's one of his biggest faults is that he's
Mm
very guilty of when he knows something bothers you, or specifically if you tell him not to do something, he
hmm.
will
Mm
do it just to piss you off.
hmm. Right.
But I will say this: you can't just tell somebody not to use emojis when they're typing when that's how they type. Because Wick
Mm
texts me as a human, like to a
hmm. Mm
human. Wick texts me, and he always uses like a shit ton of emojis to the point that it's almost annoying to me because
hmm.
it feels like I'm texting a teenager. Like,
Right.
and I get that, but it's not offensive. It's just how he fucking texts. Like, you can't take
Right.
offense from if it's just like I hate when people type the letter U for the word you. You
Right.
know who does that I talk to regularly?
me,
Mises.
Yes. 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 Jason was the exact example I was going to bring up.
Oh,
Do I hate Jason? No.
no.
Do I stop him every time he does it? No. I'm just like, cringe. Okay,
no,
next.
because it's not my intent to annoy him when I do it. It's just that's just a quick way for me to say you.
Exactly. It's something that fucking bugs me because if you've ever texted with me, you know I spell out every word. I don't use
Yeah,
any shorthand when I'm texting.
I
I do.
try to, but if I use shorthand, it's because I know that it's probably going to be misspelled because it's a long paragraph.
Sure. But my point is, Jason uses it because it's how he texts. And I
Hmm.
don't like it, but I don't stop him every time he sends me a text that says it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And you don't get offended and say, hey, would you
Right.
stop that because I'm offended and so on and so forth.
Exactly. All right. Let's see. Have a good night, Tater. I will talk to you tomorrow. Josh said it can be easy to take stuff out of context online. Yeah, absolutely. That's what, bro, 100%. That's why I don't take anything seriously. If I can't hear your voice when you say it, I
Hmm.
won't take anything that you say terribly seriously. You can ask anybody. Everybody in here has probably offended me with a text at some point, and still, I have said, "Okay, let's talk."
Right.
Yeah,
Like, you cannot flip the fuck out over how something is written. If I can't hear your voice, in my mind, I can't be offended.
Right.
All right, I have to go to bed. Sierra went to bed whenever it was that she popped her head in here, and so I have to go to bed now, or else I'm
Okay.
to snuggle up to my bakery.
Gotcha. You have a good
Trying to
one. I'm
figure out-
probably gonna be shutting this down soon because I'm at 18% battery.
Mandy's knocking on you now, Jason. Y'all can fight over that. I was trying to figure out what you do with all the time that's saving you. Yeah, no, it doesn't save enough time to justify it. To me, it's
Hi, Loki.
whatever. Y'all know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you right now, God honest truth, the reason why I text the way I do, I'm a lazy texter. So,
I'm a very I can spell a fucking word, so I'm going to. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, at the end of the day, it's one of those things. It's always just irritated me when people do it. This is not a new thing.
well, my thing is too is that I mean, look, man, we're just having a conversation. Like, who gives a
Yeah.
shit how I'm saying to you? As long as you understand what I'm telling you, who gives a fuck?
No, and that's the point.
Have
I
a good
mean,
one, Josh.
it's always irritated me when people do it, but I
Yeah,
also realize that's my quirk. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yes,
it
that's what you
bothers
can.
me. I have
Yeah,
zero right to project that on anyone else.
right.
Right. But go to bed, Alpha.
Yeah, I'm going to bed.
If you're free tomorrow, bro, I'll text you see if we can talk tomorrow.
So 11 o'clock, I'm not free. 11 o'clock
Okay.
my time, which is like 7 a.m. your time, so you'll probably be asleep anyway.
Yeah, I'll be out.
11, I'm not free, and then after, whenever that is over, I'll probably be free for a minute, but then I've got to call Tater because I feel bad about not calling her back the other day.
Well, I probably won't be up until like around 1 or 2 my time, so it'll be
Yeah,
later.
yeah. We'll talk. Just shoot me a text.
All right. I'll
All
be sure to
right.
type of book we're using it.
Ha 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 ha. Y'all have a good night.
You too.
Okay.
Have a good
I
one.
have
Sorry.
to do it.
Hey. And sorry you showed up so late, Loki. I'm getting ready to shut it down because my battery is at 18% and it's raining out, so my leg's starting to bother me a little bit.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and hop out, Jay. Appreciate you having me on as always.
Not a problem. I appreciate you, Jason.
All right,
Appreciate
man.
everybody that stopped by and hang out and all. And we'll see you at least next Thursday, if not, any of the other times that either I go live or, Alpha goes live or whatever. Good night, y'all.